Well, hello there. We're going to do lesson 1.9, US Traditional Subtraction today, so bring it. Alright, so like we did with addition in the last lesson, I reviewed a couple of the addition methods. I'm going to do the same thing today. I'm going to review a couple of methods before we actually dive in and learn the method that this lesson is all about. So when we look at the trade first method, our problem is 235 minus 159. And just like I did with the addition, I wrote out the number 235 and I showed you how many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones that particular number has. And then I wrote out 159 and I did the same thing with hundreds, tens, and ones. So then we transfer that down here to our actual setup and we do the problem. So this particular problem, we would actually do all of the trading first. We can draw our lines in like we had last time to separate. And when I look at the ones, I cannot do 5 minus 9. So I'm going to go ahead and do my trading and get that set up. So now I know I can do the first column. When I look at the tens column, I cannot do 2 minus 5. So again, I'm going to come over and I'm going to do my regrouping before I do any of the subtraction. So regrouping or trading, whichever way that you like to remember that. But just remember, that's when you're taking a group of tens and you're either borrowing it from another column or you're moving something to another column. Okay, so let's look at our first column. We can go ahead and subtract. 15 minus 9 is going to give us 6. Then we have 12 minus 5. Which gives us 7. And then 1 minus 1 is going to give us 0. We can fill that in. We don't have to, but I'll go ahead and fill it in because some of you like to go ahead and do that. So the answer to that particular problem would give us 76. So that is the trade first. So I did all of my trading before I started any of the subtraction. Alrighty, so apparently I lied. There was only one review method. We did the trade first, and now we're going to go ahead and move on to the US Traditional Subtraction method. So this is the method that we're going to learn in this lesson, and we're going to trade and then subtract. So it's basically the same steps, just a little different order. So we've got our problem set up. I've got 425 minus 278. I'm going to look at our ones column to start with, and of course I can't do 5 minus 8. So I'm going to go ahead and regroup. So I'm going to take a group of 10 from here, and I'm going to add that group of 10 to the ones. So now instead of 5, I have 15. Now 15 minus 8 is going to be what? 7. Okay. And then we're going to look at our tens column. We have 1 minus 7. Oh, can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and have to do my regrouping. So I'm going to come over here to the hundreds, take a group away, and add it to my 1 here, which is going to give me 11. So now I have 11 minus 7, which gives me 4. And I move to my hundreds column and I have 3 minus 2, which is going to give me 1. So again, with this method, you're going to do one column at a time. You'll do your regrouping and then do your subtraction in the ones column. Then you'll move to the tens, do your regrouping if needed, and then do your subtraction in the tens. Then move to the hundreds and do the same thing. And you keep repeating that process until you have used all of the columns that you have for the digits that you have in your number. So now we're going to practice a couple of problems. So in the practice section of your notes, You're going to write these two problems down, and you can do them with me, or you can pause the video and you can try to do them on your own, and then once you finish, you can play the video and see if you got them right. Either way, okay? So let's look at the first problem. We have 5 minus 7. We can't do that. Uh-oh. I have a 0 in that column. So that means I have to travel all the way over to the hundreds. I'm going to cross that out, take a group of 100 away, and then I'm going to place that in the tens column, because remember, we can't just jump from the hundreds to the ones. We have to go one column at a time back to the right. All right, now remember, I'm trying to get back to the ones. I'm not there yet, so now I need to change my 10 to a 9, and that is going to change this to a 15. Okay, because I took a group of 10 away from the tens column and I added it to the ones. So now I have 15 minus 7, which gives me 8. And then if I look at my tens column, I have 9 minus 5, which gives me 4. And my hundreds column, 5 minus 3, which gives me 2. So 248. Okay, now we're going to move to the next problem. Again, I'm going to start in the ones. I cannot do 3 minus 9. So we're going to cross out the 2 in the tens, and that's a 1. This 3 becomes a 13. 13 minus 9 is going to give me 4. Then I'm in the tens column. Can I do 1 minus 5? No. So I go to the hundreds. I take a group away. So now it's 6. And this 1 becomes 11. 11 minus 5 is going to be what? 6. And then we have 6 minus 4, which is 2. So the answer to this problem is 264. Once you've finished your ticket to group, you've got your summary on the other side. And I did do it for you this time. But we reviewed the trade first method. And then I introduced or reviewed, because some of you already may have known the US Traditional Subtraction method. But hopefully your brain is nice and fresh and you know how to do it really well, and you can show me how well you can do it in class tomorrow. You're now terminated.